We're going to talk here with Shaun Dion Hamilton as we travel up to the Washington Redskins. Shaun Dion Hamilton, welcome back to T-Town. I hope you're doing well. Thank you again for joining us.
Yes, sir. I'm doing extremely well. Thank y'all for having me on here.
Hey, no doubt. Let's spend a little time talking some football. Walk us through the last couple of weeks and having a chance to watch your dreams come true of playing in the National Football League and getting drafted. What was that process like?
I was very anxious, as time got closer and, started getting, a little bit nervous and, the draft goes by. Like I said, it was a lot of nerves, but, it was such a big relief, once it was finally over and, got drafted so that way I can just get back to just playing ball,
Shaun, where are you at with your rehab?
Well, I would probably say I'm probably about 85–90%. I'm cleared to do everything. I'm back doing everything, change direction, running. But I'm just taking it slow, or whatever. Taking it one day at a time. But I'll be 100% in the next month or so.
Shaun, we had an NFL GM with us a couple of hours ago, and one of the things that we were talking about is, what do you get from playing in Tuscaloosa under Nick Saban at the University of Alabama? And he described it by saying this. He said, you talk to those defensive guys. He said, it's like talking to a guy that's got a PhD in their position group. He said, it's just something about this system here in Tuscaloosa that players benefit from playing under a system that's built like the NFL.
Well, playing with Coach Saban, like having probably, in my opinion, I would think probably one of the most complex defenses, in the country. He's a guy who's worked in the NFL before. So, just the way how he goes about us in meetings and the way that he teaches us and wants us to learn and how we always are changing things on the run, it just makes going to the next level a little bit more easier.
Shaun, when you look back at Nick Saban, do we understand? Because we don't see the Nick Saban that you see behind the camera, behind the microphone. What is the Nick Saban out on that field when the media is away and you get a chance to see him do his magic? What's he really like?
Well, when I think about Coach Saban, he's actually rubbed off on me. I think about a guy who eats the same thing for lunch every day, a guy who drinks the same amount of coffee every day. So if I can say that he's doing that same amount of things every day, that's the same way he is at work when it comes to film study and taking notes and things like that. He never gets tired of getting better. So, it rubs off on the players where we're constantly always wanting to work and continuously trying to improve on something.
You said he has the same thing every single day for lunch?
Yes, sir.
What is it? Do you know?
It's a salad, some kind of salad with some kind of dressing, and the same condiments.
That is because I've also been told he crosses on the way to work. He crosses the bridge within 2 minutes of the same exact time every morning.
Oh yeah.
Hey Shaun, did you happen to see his photo that Marty Smith put up on Twitter with those shoes yesterday in basketball?
Yeah, we always see him, from time to time jogging through the training room, heading to Coleman, finna go play basketball with some of the other coaches, and we always get a good laugh. And the shoes, they're so outdated, look like they came out in like 1980s or something.
Can you not help him out? You're a guy that's got plenty of style. Could you not hey man, here, take a couple of these NFL dollars and go buy you a nice pair of shoes?
Coach Saban's very old fashioned, so I'm sure you can see how he runs things. That the little things like that aren't important. So he's all about how he's gonna play the game.
Shaun, who's next? Who's gonna step up to fill the void at linebacker? And obviously we look at Mack Wilson, Dylan Moses, Terrell Lewis, Christian Miller, but you guys leave a big void of departing for the National Football League with you and Rashaan Evans.
On a good note, hey, Rashaan and I both were injured last year, so those guys got some very quality reps in big time games. So, I got all the confidence in the world, that those guys are going to keep the tradition going and continuously play at a high level.
How frustrating was it that, we look back at what you were able to accomplish here at Alabama, and I think about different moments and different times that you were able to make some great plays, but the injuries that just hurt you for the last couple of years, man. How aggravating, how frustrating is it to work as hard as you were able to work, and then those darn injuries snap up and grab you?
It was very frustrating, but I mean, with every bad thing, comes a good. So, the injuries have made me a better person and helped me not just mentally but physically also.
Shaun, let me talk about Scott Cochran here for a couple of minutes. How important is he to the program?
He's very important. I would think he's probably up there with Coach Saban because I mean when you think about it, in summertime the coaches can't be on the field like that so much with us. So he's the guy who's continuously around us, like the morning run and the workouts and things like that. So I would probably say Coach Cochran is the key. He's right underneath Coach Saban when it comes to how important he is to the program.
Shaun, how important will it be for you to have some guys that are your teammates, your brothers, man, in Washington to help you guide you through this NFL process?
It's very important. I mean, just even when I was flying up here today, I felt relaxed and calm before I even stepped foot in the complex. I mean, you're walking somewhere and Deron Payne's to the next of you, and I mean Cam Sims around you. I mean, we've been hanging around each other for 3-4 years, and then you just chilling at the complex. Big Ron comes in and show you love, and Ari Quanjo. I mean, I already feel like home.
I mean, it's like the Alabama Crimson Tide of the Northeast there a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt.
And you talk about, you look at the Redskins, if you look at NFL teams that have that passion, man, they've got an awesome fan base for the National Football League. Those Redskin fans.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely a witness of it. I mean, I started watching them a little bit more. Once Ron got here and Ari got here. So I mean, I've definitely seen the passionate fans.
Shaun Dion Hamilton right now with us, Washington Redskin linebacker from the University of Alabama that played here and was a big part of the championships. Shaun, let me ask you, watching on the sidelines, and the no panic is what I think that I look back at that game and I don't see a panic from Alabama. How did you guys not have finger pointing at halftime and panic? I mean, you guys had confidence that you were going to go out and win the game.
I mean, that's just something that I feel like, we had the upper hand on other teams in the country, Alabama, because we've been in all kinds of situations before. We've been down before with large leads, been down before with small leads. So, I mean, you never have to get ready for something if you're already prepared for it.
What was your reaction? What'd you do when you see Devontae Smith pop open there and Tua hit him in stride and Big Alex Leatherwood on the outside getting that block, the offensive line given enough time and that connection? What was your reaction?
I was really just trying to keep myself under control because I wasn't cleared to be running or jumping. So it was very, very hard for me to remember, that you can't be doing any of the things. But, I mean, it was a very exciting feeling. I'll never forget that feeling.
Shaun Dion Hamilton here visiting with us as we move into a lot of different conversations. Shaun, what's the first thing you purchased with some of that NFL money, man?
You know what? I haven't really even thought about it yet. I'm not a big flashy guy, but I mean, I'm sure I'll reward myself with something nice, for all the hard work I've been putting in for the past, probably 15 years.
Shaun, final question. Got a lot of new players that'll be showing up in the next few weeks, enrolling at the University of Alabama as freshmen, 5 stars, big credentials coming in to the University of Alabama. What advice would you give an incoming player that's about to go through something that you went through and learned the process? And what would you tell a player?
None of the stars matter. Don't matter if you're a 2-star, walk-on, 5-star. You're going there with a level head, ready to learn. And if you want to get on that field early, you better learn that playbook because that's what's going to make Coach Saban trust you.
And you did that. You did that because I remember Kirby Smart. I shared this Shaun Dion Hamilton story earlier. Kirby Smart told us one time in a media meeting that Shaun Dion Hamilton was the smartest player he ever coached. I don't know if you're aware of it. He ever said that, but he said that to a media group, and he said Shaun Dion Hamilton was the smartest player I've ever coached.
Those are strong words coming from a good coach.
Yeah, it was. Shaun, I appreciate you, man. Thank you again, and I wish you nothing but the best in the National Football League. You were great to cover here at the University of Alabama, and we're pulling for you here in T-Town, man. Get well, continue that rehab, and we'll be pulling for you on Sunday afternoon. Thank you, sir, for being a part of the show.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me.